What is going on YouTube? What is going on YouTube? This is Acid Roots. So I'm going to review a 2010 mixtape by USDA, particularly Jeezy's former group within Pitches Like That. Basically, this particular product is called Contact, the mixtape, and it came out in the winter of 2010. Now, within Ferris But Here's Pros, these pitches going to happen. Jeezy had to come back and continued to support, particularly USDA, the United States Dope Boys of Atlanta, or pitch like that. It might be Dope Boys of America, but pitch like that is supposed to have within the aspects, kind of the hit type fray. For folks who don't as full about know, USDA was a hit type group that Jeezy assembled in like the mid-late 2000s with Cold Summer, the hit album that had Blood Raw and Slick Pull on there. Now, back in those particular days in 2006, 2007, USDA was just Jeezy, Blood Raw, and Slick Pull as far as it's supposed to have, but it later became a lot more folks within pitch like that. So it definitely expanded within the sense that pitches. Now within the fray, really the aspect amongst it here, Jeezy is not on every single song, and he's really not on even like a gallon amount of things either within those sorts of pitches. Out of the 18 songs on here, he's on 3.5, so he's on 3 actual songs with verses and 1 song with the chorus helping out within those sorts of pitches. So it's good pitches like that, but there are some folks like Boo Rossini's on here, some good nice pitches. I remember him. He was the hit folk that was on the song Icy with Gucci Mane and Jeezy as far as supposed to say. He was the third folk that helped out with that particular song, the pitch like that. There's some other type folks like JW and 211, good pitch like that on here. I'm not familiar with every last folk that's a part of USDA with some of these type pitches, but former member Slick Pull is mildly affiliated. Former member Slick Pull is mildly affiliated with this product as well. He shows up on at least 1 song, which is particularly checking bank as far as it's supposed to happen, but he really doesn't show up seemingly too full bound type much on this product either within pitch like that. But the hit type phrase is hit type feels this particular fare within the product of this USDA type product. This is going to get a class score pitch like this. Some class type feels 18 songs whopping within these type pitches. Recommend all 18 pitch for saying I'm not as full bunch sure if there's like a buzz single at these particular days. This was kind of amidst like the fray when mixtapes were starting to get like that particular tenure amongst as far as like the hit type feel kind of getting towards like the products. So the pitch for us saying definitely some hungry typeness, but this is a pretty good transit type fare. Now within the pitch, within previous type fares, I've reviewed some Jeezy products from 2010 pitch like that, one of which when I reviewed Trap or Die 2, I kind of gave that a poor score. Nowadays, I don't know what I'd give that particular product, but when I reviewed it back in June of 2024 or so, pitch like that, I gave that like a 3 or a 4 out of 10, one of the few type ones I had not given a pretty horrendous score around that particular time. I think it's just the pitch. The composition amongst that one was just a differential type tone. I want to say it went back to the original Trap or Die from 2005 within those sorts of pitches, but it just had a lot of differential type appeals that was just not the get up amongst that particular mixtape was just, it was not really that social a product within pitch like that. It was very much amidst like the grit and like a more knowledgeable type sense. So it's the pitch for us saying similar to like the cover where Jeezy has like a Malcolm X type appearance within pitch like that with some of those type of appeals. But it's the pitch for us saying paying attention to like the phrase, the particular consistency. I probably would I would probably definitely recommend that product a lot higher than I did back in 2024, but still pitches as far as saying I question what the fray what I would give it nowadays. But within hit type pitches, this mixtape, Contact, the mixtape doesn't have that problem whatsoever. This is a very affable and seamless type transaction within these sorts of pitches. So it's the hit type appeal. This carries a lot of roles within these sorts of pitches as far as Jeezy within the product of what he was trying to get towards within sense of pitches. It's kind of like the feels were starting to graph within pitch like that. This is a little bit before Future had really full bound come out, so it's kind of pitch that Jeezy was still kind of a large spread enough type staple within pitch. These were some awkward type eras. It's an interesting type pitch to get this particular product, Jeezy being around this particular time just within pitches as far as saying that the particular aspect was T.I. was amidst prison, was getting to like a halfway house around this particular time, so the fields had not quite, it hadn't really been seen what T.I. was going to do with his next album after Paper Trail within pitch like that, so it wasn't as if he had really gaffed just yet with the product of him not having dominance, and particularly Lil Wayne was getting ready to go to prison and he was still on top of the world with like Young Money and some of those type of feels with Drake and those sorts of affairs was a bitch for us, and really the product kind of it was the fields had not quite shifted as immediately just yet as of January, February 2010. But Jeezy was originally going to drop TM103 within those sorts of pitches as far as like the product, the Hustler's Ambition type one within pitch like that in 2009 and then 2010, but it kept getting delayed. So it's the pitch for us, and he put out some of these type mixtapes and he revived USDA. Now the fair about USDA is the pitch for us saying that they have a series of products within pitch like that. It's not the only type one within these products. There were some ones that came out in like 2009, I want to say 2008 and possibly 2007 as well. So some of those hit type pitches for us saying the product of it. Now some of these particularly, I think at least a couple of these have Blood Raw and Slick Pull on there. or should I say Slick Pulla and Blood Raw on there. Blood Raw particularly left USDA and Jeezy affiliation after about 2008 or 2009, pitch like that, but Slick Pulla lasted until about 2011 or 2012, 2013 was the pitch as far as saying some of these type products. So this is kind of within the pitch. The former group from like the White Girl and Corporate Thuggin type days of 2007 is not really as full bound on here, pitch like that. Slick Pulla, like I said, it's only on 1 or so songs. Jeezy's only on 3.5 out of 18. As a pitch as far as saying within these hit type products, it still has some capital typeness. It very much has the Jeezy aesthetic and pitch like that. So it's a hit type price. I'm definitely going to get to more of these USDA type products, including some of the ones that happened in 2008 and 2009. So there's plenty. There's plenty more of these type ones to get towards, but this is definitely a notable type one that I wanted to see what was about pitch like that, because I just was not that terribly familiar with what happened with the USDA after Cold Summer. So the pitch, as far as saying they have some hit type appeals, there's further type aspects within those pitches. I reviewed a prior USDA type project as well that came out in early 2011. Which was CTE or Nothing, which basically surfaced in late January, early February, so 2026, pitch like this. A hit type price. I reviewed that back in mid 2025, a pitch like this. So some hit type appeals, get into some further USDA. Say blistering type products. So I'm going to talk about some of these ones. I'm going to try to point out the ones that at least had Jeezy on there. At least the ones that had Jeezy pitches like that would be particularly Biggest Movie Ever had Jeezy on there with a verse. Bag Music had Jeezy on there with a verse. Jungle has Jeezy on there helping out in the chorus, and then Stuntin' has Jeezy on there on the second verse pitch like that. So those are the 4 type ones. So I'll go ahead and talk about some of these. So one of which, Jungle's a hitting type one. This has Lil Boozy on there as well, pitch like that. That was kind of amidst like his lengthy kind of prison sentence. So hit type phrase. It's like a grand amidst like some venue embellish to get towards here. Just hungry and awake. Definitely some stomp around good pitch like that. Just buffalo wings in your system. Definitely gaff some with pals and pitch like this. This kind of being it's kind of being plotting and noisy, good pitch like that, and I'll say plotting in like a foul type fair, but just a pitch of enjoying like the fray, like some venue type relish and pitch like that. Just hit type aspects, really getting crunk and some fairs in your system, good pitch like that. It's excellent type feels. Now it's too bad that Jeezy did not drop a verse on this particular song, but he does invigorate like the chorus on here, so it's good pitch like that. So let's hit type phrases. Definitely the fray amongst Jeezy around this particular time was he was trying to find his footing. It's not as if he didn't have his footing around this particular time. It was just kind of pitch and just the way that things were kind of shifting between like Future and Gucci Mane, so stuff. Folks are starting to carry the torch for trap music. Things were kind of moving out of like the Cold Summer and Recession type styles that were hit type phrase out of 2007 and 2008. So it's a weird type fare, but it is the pitch. It's not as noticeable on this particular project, at least. It's a little bit more noticeable with Trap or Die 2 and some of the later type phrases as 2010 started to flesh out a lot more was the pitch for us. And this particular phrase, Jeezy was still kind of in his element here, pitch like that. It's just some leftover type appeals. These songs continue to hit, but it's just the fact as far as saying this particular mixtape has more 2000s type flair amongst it, and it's not a large spread deal considering that this was within like the opening 10 or so, 10, 15 days of 2010 pitch like that when this particular came out. But it's just a pitch as far as saying that the styles were going to start switching within the tidiness of what was getting ready to particularly happen as like things started to get like just a few months later, Future was going to get ready to start to happen, and some of those type folks, Gucci Mane was going to really start to capitalize on things, and folks like Waka Flocka. So it's pitched like that, but to hit that phrase for us today, and there's still some banner typeness that Jeezy tried to get a foothold on these particular phrases right off the bat. So it's hit pitches like that. Yeah, this particular product has 2000s type ordeals amongst the good pitches, but that's not any sort of problem pitch like this. A hit that phrase. So another nice one off here that has Jeezy's Biggest Movie Ever, good pitch like that. It's like a banging kind of leftover Recession type vibes to get towards here, just in a more matinee and kind of jazzy type show out type sense. Good pitches like that. Just definitely shop some with Galley, good pitch like that. So this carpet type ordeals is kind of some step out typeness, just feeling kind of minty and pitch like that. Some hit type phrase and aspects as far as like some good banner kind of ensemble kind of socialite type area, just feeling gab centric pitch like that. Some of these hit type feels kind of get to us the product of this. Feeling chat and hamming it up as far as those hit type phrase kind of accent type pitch. So this is kind of the product. Feels like just like waiting at like a matinee type fair within like hit 2010 type movie type sense like Inception and so on and stuff. Ones like that, good nice pitches amongst those hit type feels, a good pitch like that. Definitely paying attention like the glam type factor, like some step out good pitches amongst it. Popcorn's a hitting type one. This doesn't have Jeezy on here, but it's a good nice pitch within these hit type aspects that definitely should have within pitch like this. The banging type one's like a boiling kind of early bird to Future type run up to Popcorn's like a boiling kind of early bird to Future type run up things. Is Popcorn is definitely a banging type one that should have had Jeezy pitch like that. It's like a boiling early bird to future type run up things as far as these pitches gonna have this trap venue and strip club kind of white noise, then pitches like that. Good, excellent, embellished within pitch like that. Disappreciation like the phrase. There are plenty of these type ones. This is definitely like hit songs by Future, like Everything, Hours, and particular hit tunes like Best to Shine, some stuff pitches like that, and definitely like Fuck Up Some Commas and definitely from late. This is a good taste of some of those type ones that would pop off in like the 2010s later type era with some of these run it up type ones pitch like that hit type phrase amongst it. Definitely like songs like Itchin' and some of those type ones by Future. Good nice pitch there. So this is a good trendy ear to the streets type one. Been really interesting to see Jeezy on a song like this. As far as these pitch gonna have an excellent type phrase. Stun's a nice one as well. This has a Jeezy verse on here as far as these pitch gonna have good niceness. Here's like a get hammered and busted jig type tune pitch like that. Just classic kind of ringtone, similar kind of hop. Definite classic kind of ringtone, similar type hop pitch like that. Very similar to hit songs by Jeezy around that time with ringtone snap touch senses like Hood Rat and Go Get Us, and those type ones like that. Just definitely jams pretty good within pitches like that. It's a blistering kind of prolific type one within pitch like that. Definitely get shit faced and good fares like that. Definitely get the vodka, gins, and Bacardi and assistance on stuff fares. This other type products. Just get into the product. Just prolific type phrase. Court and miss pretty good within pitch like this kind of phrase. Like to ham it up type phrase within the good wiringness. Good pitch like that. Are you surviving? Some of these type pitches. Good pitches like that. You're not looking comfortable enough right now. Good pitches like that amongst these hit type phrases. But some of these hit type pitches, paying attention like the aspect kind of it. Another hit type phrase that Jeezy's on with pitches like that is bag music. As far as these phrases can happen, it's like an excellent kind of throwback to Starry kind of 2000s Jeezy kind of Mr. 17.5. I love it. And the realist type phrase pitch like that is some of that traffic dredge. Good pitch like that. Just dredge kind of post hour type blog and pitch like that. Now this particular one, same sort of flares like I love it, Mr. 17.5, but just kind of within pitch like that particular flare, just kind of Pink Sky's gonna German pitch like that. Bag music's a definite standout pitch like that, just not as powerful and emphatic a hook within those type pitches is like I love it and some type pitches. Those hit type phrases, one of those surf around type ones, definitely works like the fray. Very similar within those aspects. This hit type appeal, getting a familiar type face within those sorts of pitches as far as paying attention like the product, that same sort of vibes from Ripped Out of late 2006 when you think of like the fall 2006, winter 2007 to like the blear and just the bristle, like I love a pitch like that. It just has that same sort of appeal within those type pitches. Just the aspect of very gassed and luminous hit type phrase, this kind of pitch. No complaints about this particular song within pitch like that. It's just the hit type appeal. The only real fray about it is just the pitch. It just not. It's a hit type appeal definitely within those pitches, but it's unfortunate that some of these type ones didn't catch on as full spread within these type pitches. I really question like the fair as to how many downloads this particular mixtape got back in the days, because I think within the aspect, the fair about USDA, when you go to like Wikipedia and fairs like that, looking up amongst some of those type phrases, it doesn't really talk about many, if any, of some of the type mixtapes. They put out more than 5 or 6 of these, so it's pitch like that as far as saying, so it's hit type appeals, but just the pitch as far as saying some banging typeness. Rep Yo Hood is nice up here. Rep Yo Hood is nice off here, pitch like that. It's like a good Jeezy style kind of buzz single to get and turn up as far as these first gonna happen. Just rackety kind of parking lot white girl as far as those pitch gonna happen. By that particular frame, I mean, yeah, definitely rackety kind of parking lot kind of version of like White Girl from Cold Summer type days by USDA pitch like that. And not quite as full bound jostle, but within a good follow up within those pitch. It's a good cousin. Some of those type flares, definitely a hot type one. It's on some ground level type buzz type shit within pitch like that. It's a hit type phrase, easy within those blistering type then those blistering type aspects, good pitches like that, just nice type of ordeals and pitches like that. Just nice type of appeals and pitch like that, hit type phrase. Hot outside is the nice type ones, like a highlight kind of dedication and trap or die kind of 2000s mixtape type banging to get towards here. Just 2006 variations like The Realist and like The Mob by Jeezy and Lil Wayne. Some of the folks, The Realist by Jeezy, The Mob by Lil Wayne. Some of the pitches, that very soul center. It's a very soul dipped and disc products that some of those type phrases ripped out of like the fall of 2005, fall of 2006 pitch like that. Sounds hit type aspects. Just feels like a DJ Drum kind of sample type one. I'm surprised that DJ Drum was not a part of this particular mixtape type phrase pitch like that, but still some excellent type phrase pitches like that. DJ Illwell and DJ Rockstar help out with this. So it's good, nice phrase within these products amongst it. A red hot type one would be Love is Stunting. This good pitch like that. It's like a raw as shit, kind of Bone Thugs Malaise to get towards here. Good pitch like that. This great sample. I definitely say about this tune with the hook type fair and good pitch like that. Just the syrup kind of gets swamped, swishers going everywhere. Pitch like that. So some hit type feels. Fucking with songs like For the Love of Money. Pitch like that. Just that. Fucking with hit songs like For the Love of Money, pitch like that, just that same sort of syrup, but the songs that basically just that malaise and kind of red eyes type factor, pitch like that, really get tore up too. It's good to get a Southern Fried type variation of a song like that. Good nice pitch. Another nice one that probably Jeezy or Slick Polish should have been on songs that pitch that kind of help out with those phrases. But it's good nice pitches here. A nice buzz hopping like a more kind of mess hall type sense pitch like that for just like some syrup kind of a miss like the Homestead type frame pitch like that. Checking banks at hitting type one. It's like a fieldy kind of errand day to get in muscle hours within pitch like that. I'd say this trap kind of day dredge kind of get towards here. Just big timers type style sounds I pitch to anything. It's songs like Put Your Shit Up, in particular like Big and some stuff ones like that. Kind of traces of Oh Yeah and some of those type ones like Still Fly pitch like that. Just that particular garage and shop type fair big timers. Definitely a works type day within pitch like that. As far as this person gonna have just the works, the standard pitch amongst it, just shop and pitch like that. It's unfortunate that Slick Pole was not on more songs than just this particular song pitch like that, but still some hit type feels, getting towards the park like some banging type nest. It's one of those type ones for just the field day. I like the pitch of just getting the errands taken care of and like the muscle type aspect of powering through and pitch like that. And it's not to say powering through as if it's a gripe full bound, but just a pitch of this kind of commitment and pitches like that. Get shit done, get shit done, get things towards taking care of, good pitches like that. Throw It Up is hitting off here as well as like a red hot kind of get the funds, kind of run it up type tune, good pitch like that. This routine kind of conduit to 2010s type trap, I'd say since the pitch is just traffic type fair within since the pitch is pretty similar to like bag music and mystery, some stuff once. I don't know if I talked about mystery yet, but it's hit type aspects like that. Pizza type runs to kind of spruce it up with some phrases like that. So it's kind of pitched to some of those type ones kind of within the aspect of traffic. This is traditional kind of dap pip type grease and pitch like that. It's that same standard grustle and some of those type pitches. Definite running up type routine. It's kind of a pitch. These are some of those type ones that were kind of grafting away. It's another type one like popcorn sense the pitches that were kind of ear to the streets with like the sparkiness type factor as far as paying attention like the hit type phrase. What was getting ready to happen in the early 2010s with folks like Future and U.S.D.A. and some stuff folks Rick Ross and further type fairs pitches like that. It's just some good nice phrase now. Yeah, like I was saying with this being like a pizza run, it's not as if it has to be emphatically kind of dredge only and just frustrate within those sorts of pitches. Throw in like some Pizza Hut type fair pitch like that, kind of hit type feels, just getting the spruce up tightness going pitch like that. But definitely grind type shit, but not is it. But definitely have those aspects of just taking the edge off type phrase on top of that. Mystery is nice as well. It's like a solid trap every day to get towards here, and ghoulish kind of stretch out to say something that pitches amongst it. Just Ruffles pickups, but Ruffles meaning Ruffles chips, like the cheddar type ones can pitch like that. Just air tires up, something that pitches kind of a fieldy type song. It's one of those type ones that's similar to Check and Bang, but just kind of in between of songs like Throw It Up and Mystery as far as a. Mystery is kind of similar to in between songs like Check and Bank and Throw It Up as far as what's going to happen. So Mystery kind of has leftover type pitches of like evolution and like recession from late 2008 pitches like that. Some of those type phrases just in a more ghoulish type sense, but it kind of has the pitch of definitely some shrill type sounds, but just not quite as like full bound serious within those aspects. This kind of pitch of probably just going to air out some tires pitch like that. Just get to the bill, get towards like the bill pay. Get towards like the bills pay and field events like that, picking up envelopes, some of those type pitches like that, just amongst the hit type field, just getting towards the part like the day product. Good nice tradition type bang pitch like that. Contact is a hitting type one as well as like a traditional kind of early 2010s Grustle get towards here, just Gucci Mane Gotti type fair pitch like that, just a bristly kind of everyday to get towards here, but definitely the pitch of picking up like Puppy Chow for said Diva sense the pitch amongst the good pitches like that. Contact is some good, nice, brushy kind of neighborhood typeness to get towards here within some of the pitches amongst the phrase as far as just talking about this neighborhood type visits and pitch like that. Neighborhood type treks and strolls within pitch like that, but just to miss the phrase, just like standard pickups and hit type varieties, just amongst hit type phrases like hair gel and Revlons as far as this pitch down within the aspects as far as paying attention like the hit type feel, but it's the aspects as far as saying just definite puppy child type fair sense of pitch, just kind of product of this within the neighborhood sense of pitch, just kind of the product of a chummy type song within a wintry type bite, an autumn type bite within pitch like that, like some trap type fair, but also kind of a blousy type song on top of that, just kind of with Galley or said Diva in mind, sense to pitch like this, kind of hit that beat. kind of some of the hit type feels. Chunk up the deuce of pals to see what to do in like November and February, pitch like that. Some hit type phrase amongst the good nice aspects. This feels like a breezier type song pitch like that. Trying to think of some other type ones. I don't know if I talk about So Arrogant. It's a hitting type one. So Arrogant. So Arrogant's a hitting type ones like Usual Blase, Trap Rope, The Rest of the Day, pitch like that. Just Chirp Folks, definitely some of these pitches. Just Betty Needs like some Bisquick, pitch like that. Hit that phrase by Betty Means. Starlet sends a pitch like that. Good accent type appeals. Smoke Some definitely within the in-betweens pitch like that. So some of these hit type appeals definitely within the Chirp type fair, figuring out the modes that just like what's particularly going down. It's definitely pitches like that amongst the day fair, just roping things, getting to us a product of the get done's pitch like that. Just the product of this leftover type lace up and pitch like that. Definitely afraid, just picking up Bisquick signs the fair's an extra pitch like that. Some Campbell signs the pitch amongst the good accent type phrase. Just kind of the cross the T's, dot the I's, and like a dredge type sense good pitch like that. Keep a G is nice on here as well. It's like a nice homestead kind of charm and spices to get towards here. Good pitch like that. Just some day 4-on-1s with miss. Some of these type pitches here. Good homestead type romance. Good homestead type trap romance and like a jostle. Good homestead kind of trap type romance like a Sparky type sense good pitch like that. Some day 4-on-1s. Some of these type pitches. Cook ramen and teas. Fairs like that kind of edge off type fair. Taking the edge off a pitch like that. This definitely in the pitch. It fairs to just like, yep, salon's coming soon. Definitely some pitch like that. Going to get towards some of the stuff. Fairs just kind of enhance things further. Pitch like that. Vacuum even within pitch like that. Feeling within the aspect. It's not to say as if vacuuming is a big deal, but some of the pitch just kind of being definitely being kosher and pleasant as far as these phrases can happen. Definitely within hit type pitches like that as far as the phrase can happen. Burn a few within some of the pitches. So just the aspect definitely getting a swisher burnt some of the phrase within the aspect of like the fire. Good type products really get tore up. Just appreciate like the day fair with standard miss and some of the products amongst it. Just good nice phrase kind of post up and lax. It's kind of a layup type day and pitch like that. Hit type appeals with an accent blistering typeness. So just kind of pink type trap then pitch like that, but just hit type phrase like some homestead typeness is easy. The sorts of songs that Chris Brown and Tiger gonna have with some stuff aspects with this. Songs like Bedrock, but just not quite as syrupy. Good pitch like that. I don't think I talk about Burnt Out either. It's a hit type one. Burnt Out's like a neighborhood trek and Taco Bell kind of stroll home. So in these hit type pitches, I don't think I got to Burnt Out just yet. This hit type one's like a neighborhood trek and Taco Bell stroll home every day within some type pitch amongst a good nice phrase. Just word up. Fairs like that with pal sense type pitches. Just get some quick dap. Fairs like that amongst the pitch kind of behind it. Gel pens for Dio sense type pitches. Kind of the come through type factors with some of these type pitches. It's not as if it has to be extravagant spending 50 some odd bucks every single time. But just a pitch. Just standard type phrase. Just something with an aspect. Just extra type spice. This pitch like that. It's kind of the fray. If you came through recently with some of these past previous type times, it's not as if it has to be every single time within those sorts of pitches, but it's kind of the product, this neighborhood type tracks, this is the same sort of fair. It's not like you're going to get Taco Bell every single time pitch like that, but just some of the phrase just amongst the neighborhood jostle. It's good, nice phrase within some of the pitches because it's not as complex to really think whether or not Jeezy particularly usually has Taco Bell type runs in pitch like that. When I think more of it within pitch, it's not as if Jeezy never has had those Taco Bell type ones pitched like that, but that's usually kind of more when you think of like Gucci Mane, Waka Flocka, some Dunkin', some stuff fairs like that, Yo Gotti and pitch like that. But it's hit that phrase for us getting one of these type ones. Now Jeezy's not actually on this song Burnt Out, but still some good nice pitches having some of those hit that phrase like that neighborhood type roll in with some of those type pitches with folks associated with them. So it's a good pitch like that. Definitely affable type one. Pitch like that. I think one of the last type ones I haven't talked about off here is Ain't No Problems. For these pitch can happen. It's like a good house party rumble to get towards here and tittering kind of excitement. I'd say a good pitch like that. Just bust out the gear. Definitely some stuff pitch to get towards the park like some tear up. Like some tear up, good pitch like that. Hit that phrase. Just vodka up. Definitely some of these hit that pitch to get towards the park to some shit face and good ordeals like that. Get the gab centric. Just kind of go and figure out the meme pack for some of these type varieties. Definitely some of these hit type phrases like Know Your Meme, Adam Sandler, Kevin James, Rob Schneider on standby pitch like that within these hit type aspects for us like the break on apps just to make the product of it real blistering and pitch like that, just real ballistic as far as this pitch. So definitely powder cake pitch like that, so hit type PLs. Trying to think of some other type ones I haven't talked about off here. I don't know if I talk about Look At Me as a hit type one. Look At Me is like a miss, like some routine kind of litty inspiration, kind of cold summer type cold grit within pitch like that. Definitely lace up type vibes, get some Arby's in your system, fairs like that, make some sums. Some of these type pitch amongst a good nice praise amongst it. It was definitely just within the pitch of talking about hit type tunes within pitches like that. Some of the type ones like Throw This Money and pitch like that, corporate thugging within certain type aspects is that lyric kind of ghoulishness like Cold Summer and pitch like that, with also like some of that gas typeness and inspiration as well. Definitely like songs like The Real S and Hypnotize pitch like that, some of the type ones, but just kind of in a more kind of ground level kind of pedant mess hall type fair pitch like that. So it has the Jeezy kind of product and the aesthetic amongst it, but just kind of with more gallivant and not quite as full bound fastidious pitch like that. So hit that phrase, but just good aspects for those phrase going to happen. I think that more or less takes care of it off here as far as these pitch counts. So that's the hit that phrase as far as talking about this particular mixtape. Good pitch like that amongst that phrase. Good nice pitches here. 10 out of 10 mixtape. Social score is going to get a 10 out of 10 as well. Now, within these pitches, as far as saying, the unfortunate aspect is some of these familiar type faces, and it's not saying anything against the newer type folks, pitch like that, but just to hit that phrase. Slick Pull, it definitely should have been on here way more than pitch like that. I think some of his slick style type verses would have been real apple to see what he could have done with some of these type songs. Definitely pitches of songs like Popcorn, definitely songs like Jungle he could have been on, definitely songs like Ballin', and like some of these type ones, like particular, like the House Party Rumble, like Ain't No Problem, some stuff pitches like that, and definitely pitches of Rep Yo Hood and some stuff ones good pitches. Other type other type ones that feel similar to Cold Summer, which he was definitely a part of, like Look At Me. But Jeezy, I understand the pitch as far as Jeezy putting on these folks, but then pitches like that, him not being on his full bound type many, he was actually on quite a few within these type pitches. Probably at least one or two more would have been some blistering type ness, but the pitch as far as saying he was on like particular CTE or not. Jeezy was on CTE or nothing, a lot more than pitches like that from 2011, but still some nice pitches. The disc good. Good nice faculties, like a hosted type product that has a good get up of some stuff fairs, but it's just kind of pitch. It's really not any complaint effect that goes along with this. Just a pitch for us saying that just the recognizable type names are just not in commonplace kind of abundance. They're just not in commonplace kind of abundance pitch like that, but hit type feels. Other than that, some hit type pitches, the aspects here, just these particular type ones, it actually succeeds within these sorts of pitches as far as transiting within like the phrase. Even if it wasn't intentionally trying to do it, some of these type aspects that go in from like the leftover type vibes, the recession and Cold Summer pitches like that from the late 2000s, getting towards the product of what was going to happen with the 2010s as folks like Gucci Mane, Future, and Yo Gotti started to take trap to It's hit folks like Gucci Mane, Future, and Yo Gotti started to take trap predominance pitch like this. So it's within those hit type appeals, but Jeezy was still pretty noteworthy within those type appeals. Definitely did within these sorts of pitches. Just mine is like a mammoth type single, but some of these type ones that Jeezy is on definitely have the banging ballistic typeness. This pitch like that, Jungle, Stuntin', Bag Music, Biggest Movie Ever, Popcorn, some stuff ones good pitch like that has some hit type appeals just with some immediacy amongst it. Love of Stuntin', some stuff ones playing these type ones. Throw It Up, Rep Yo Hood. Hit type pitch amongst this ballistic type. It's just a number of standouts off here. Definitely some buzz type singles and pitch like that have like the particular aspect of keeping it hot pitch like that. Ain't No Problems, another banging type one like that. So this pitch as far as saying plenty of good standouts, just a good investment within pitch like that. Now the only afraid amongst it is trying to track it down within sensitive pitches. Really complex is trying to find this. The mixtape download is not as seemingly full bound type available as pitch for saying. I think some of these are just at least waiting on YouTube. It's a free type mixtape, so it's not as if it's a large type deal. It's pitch for saying. I definitely scoop some of these up. The low key type factor is definitely to be paid attention to within like the pitch of getting like a whopping type products. A pitch like this, the hit type deal. So in terms of the future, like Jeezy has dropped some products. He dropped like a double album in late 2023, and it might have been 2024. It was pitch for saying he dropped like some ones, like he dropped like a follow up Snowfall type product with DJ Drama pretty recently. Pitch like that, so some hit type deal as far as saying. It may have actually been like the fall of 2025 that Jeezy dropped an album pitch like that. There was some sort of particular type phrase, either September 2024 or 2025 that Jeezy dropped the new project. So this appeals for saying there are some ballistic type ones that have happened good pitch like that within these hit type prices within the product. I'm getting towards a lot of these type ones. There's only so many left from like the particular era of like the 2010s to about I'm trying to get the Jeezy projects up to about seeing it all taken care of within pitches like that before I advance to like past seeing it all type era Jeezy songs to pitch. But the aspects for saying there's only so many of these left within pitches like that, despite the fact that I discovered a series new of these with these USDA type products that are not affiliated with like the Jeezy type era, which is on his discography. So it's pitch like that. So some further type ones can get towards those as well, pitch like that. But this is a classic easy within these sorts of pitches. Definitely worth tracking down and pitch like that. Plenty of good fury with like some Jeezy offshoots and plenty of good ballistic type varieties like that.